Hello and a warm welcome to World This Week by Latest Laws. This is a weekly program, so hit the bell icon to get notifications for new videos. My name is Vasvi Bhatia and let's begin with Supreme Court this week.
The Supreme Court has directed the Delhi High Court to decide the applicability of the Right to Information Act to intelligence and security organizations of the government, while setting aside its order directing a department to furnish information to an employee on seniority and promotions. The Centre has told the Supreme Court that independence of the judiciary cannot be invoked to test the validity of a law passed by the Parliament as a matter of policy. It also maintained that striking down a law related to a matter of policy was in fact a violation of the principle of separation of power. Depending on the validity of the Tribunal Reforms Act 2021, the Union Government said it is distressed that laws and statutory rules made by Parliament and the Executive in areas of pure policy are being held to be void by invoking independence of the judiciary when laws and rules do not violate fundamental rights of any provision of the Constitution and is wholly within competency. The Supreme Court has recently ruled that a motor accident claim tribunal is not bound to rely upon his FIR to decide compensation if the evidence before it runs contrary to the contents of the police report. Showing reservation to Supreme Court's decision to make physical hearings mandatory on 2 days in a week, senior advocates have appealed to continue with virtual hearings on all days of the week. Raising question on the feasibility of the decision, senior advocate Kapil Sibal submitted before the CJI that the revised standard operating procedure issued by the court to have mandatory physical hearings on Wednesday and Thursday will create a lot of difficulties. The Supreme Court has set aside an order of the Allahabad High Court summoning chairman and regional manager of a bank, saying summoning of the officers discharging public duties is unwarranted. The Supreme Court termed as serious the allegations against a jailed Surat-based lawyer that he was having links with terror outfit ISIS and refused to grant bail to him in the case. A bench headed by Chief Justice N.V. Ramana, however, took note of the fact that the accused Ubaid Ahmed had been in jail since October 25, 2017, and even the charges against him have not been framed and ordered the conclusion of the trial in 1 year. Having heard, learned senior counsel appearing for the petitioner, Solicitor General appearing for the state of Gujarat, and carefully perusing the materials available on record, we are not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner. The Supreme Court approved a plan submitted by the Maharashtra government to provide a one-time financial assistance of Rs 10,000 to every child in the state who lost both or either parents due to COVID-19 to help meet their educational expenses such as school fee, hostel fee, and purchase of educational material. The Chief Justice of India hinted the Supreme Court might resume regular physical hearings, as he said the same shall continue on larger scale after the Diwali break. The Diwali break will begin from the 1st of November and end on 6th of November. Next we have the Delhi High Court. The Delhi High Court has recently denied bail to 4 people, including a woman who had allegedly defiled the statue of Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar on the occasion of Independence Day. Delhi High Court has sought a response from Delhi government on a plea seeking to provide adequate digital infrastructure and facilities to prosecutors. The High Court of Delhi has said a father cannot be absolved of all his responsibilities to meet the education expenses of his son because he may have attained the age of majority. The Delhi High Court held that the provision of sub-clauses of Clause 1, Subsection 1 of Technical Specifications are general in nature. Subclause 5 of Clause 1.1 of the Technical Specifications also makes it clear that absence of terms such as providing, supplying, laying, installing, and fixing in the description does not absolve the contractor from performing the said activities. However, there is no mention of fabrication. The High Court has reiterated that the right of an accused for default bail is a fundamental right, and it takes precedence over the right of the prosecution to carry on investigation and submit a charge sheet. The court in a detailed judgment mentioned that the courts have been repeatedly seized with various nuances of the above provision time and again, and each time have emphasized on the need to secure the personal liberty of an individual as guaranteed under Article 21 of the Constitution of India. Next we have the Bombay High Court. A recent ruling was passed in the Bombay High Court pursuant to a plea filed by one Devram Munde and 2 other social workers assailing an order of the state excise department granting a liquor license to the Hotel Moonlight. a restaurant near a school run by the petitioner for tribal students. The owner of the hotel Moonlight had applied to transfer the liquor license, and the Pune collector rejected the prayer, considering the objections of the petitioner on the ground that there is a likelihood of a law and order situation. Next, we have the Kerala High Court. With the swearing in of 2 more women judges on Wednesday, the number of women judges in the High Court of Kerala rose to 6, a first in the judicial history of the state. The 2 judges, Justice Sophie Thomas and Justice C.S. Sudha, took oath on Wednesday. There are 4 other women sitting judges: Justice Anu Sivaram, Justice Mary Joseph, Justice V. Shersi, and Justice M.A. Anitha. Next, we have the Allahabad High Court. The Allahabad High Court has observed in the case of Gurindin versus the state of UP and 2 others observed in simple, straight and strict language that now the time has come to take cognizance of all such matters where meaningless litigation is being generated due to lawyers abstaining from work. Next, we have the Calcutta High Court. The Calcutta High Court, in the case of Chand Saudagar and others versus state of West Bengal, suspended the imprisonment of 2 accused on finding out that it is a hard possibility that their appeal would be heard in a reasonable time frame. Next, we have the Punjab and Haryana High Court. The High Court of Punjab and Haryana has dismissed the plea of a father whose child was within his laws after the death of his wife. Uprooting a child from family atmosphere where he has been living for more than 1 year at a tender age shall not be in his best interest. This is despite the fact that the petitioner is the father and natural guardian of the child after death of the mother, the bench observed while dismissing a habeas corpus plea of the father. Next, we have the Jammu and Kashmir High Court. Quashing a defamation complaint filed by People's Democratic Party leader Naeem Akhtar against Republic TV's Arnab Goswami and journalist Aditya Raj Kaul, among others, the Jammu and Kashmir High Court said that the reporting allegations about the official duties of a public figure cannot be considered defamatory. Next, we have the Karnataka High Court. The Karnataka High Court has recently reiterated that marriage under Muslim law is a contract unlike a ritual under the Hindu law, and decided on maintenance duty of husband. The single judge bench observed that a Muslim man cannot deny maintenance to wife on grounds of remarriage. Next, we have miscellaneous news. The Enforcement Directorate issued fresh summons to Bollywood actor Jacqueline Fernandez to appeal before its Delhi office on Monday for questioning in connection with the Rs 200 crore money laundering case. Enforcement Directorate issued the fresh summon after the actor skipped interrogation in the case linked to conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar. A Dindoshi Sessions Court recently upheld the order of a Metropolitan Magistrate Court that had directed the detention of a woman for a period of 2 years to counsel her from indulging into prostitution. The court said care and protection apart from rehabilitation cannot be taken by detaining her. It added that as a woman in HIV positive, which can be easily transmitted, the setting free of the victim at large is likely to pose danger to the entire society. The Court of Chief Judicial Magistrate rejected the Central Bureau of Investigation's application filed on October 12th, seeking permission to conduct a polygraph detector test on Anand Giri, Adya Prasad Tiwari, and his son Sandeep Tiwari, the 3 accused in the alleged suicide case of Akhil Bharatiya Akhara Parishad President Narendra Giri, as the accused did not give their consent for the test. Finally, we have international news. In a major blow to Nirav Modi, a bankruptcy court in the US has rejected a petition of the fugitive diamond merchant and 2 of his associates seeking dismissal of fraud allegations against them by the trustee of 3 companies they previously owned indirectly. The allegations were made in a New York court by Richard Levin. The court appointed trustee of 3 US corporations, Firestar Diamond, Fantasy Line, and Ajafe, indirectly owned by a 50-year-old Modi previously. A judge has ruled that security cameras and a Ring doorbell installed in a house in Oxfordshire unjustifiably invaded the privacy of a neighbour. Dr. Mary Fairhurst claimed that the devices installed in the house of a neighbour, John Woodward, broke data laws and contributed to harassment. The judge upheld both these claims. Thank you and have a good day. For more information, check the description box on the video. This is a weekly program. To get weekly updates, like and subscribe this video. Thank you.